Okay, here we have a TWH Seagrave TDA unit. TDA stands for Tractor Drawn Aerial. Obviously this is a fire truck, so this is a little bit different for the Mike's Models 2011 channel. I have received numerous requests recently to review some fire trucks. Currently, this is the only one I have to review, so this is the one we're going to start out with. This is probably going to be a pretty long review. May have to be in two parts. If you don't like fire trucks, now's the time to leave, obviously. Going to probably be the longest review I've ever done because it's a big model and there's a lot to cover. So to begin, we will start with the cab, the tractor unit. Beside it, you can see here some literature that came with it. Seagrave literature. There's another piece of literature over here that came with it. I apologize for the light there. Up here in the front, go ahead and pull this away. There are many details to be covered, including the grille and the lights, which are very nicely made. Typical TWH quality. The front bumper with the hooks, you can see the L2, ladder 2. You can see the Seagrave logo there in the center of the bottom there. You can see the hooks, very nicely made and very well simulated with the diamond plate on the front bumper. You can see an emergency light there. Diamond plating underneath the doors, there and there. Very nice simulated mesh right there underneath a warning light, emergency warning light. The generic logos that were put on this truck are they're very sharp. Again, just generic. This is no particular fire company. This truck is just deemed ladder 2. The wheel there is very nicely detailed. The tread on the tires, sorry about that. Tread on the tires is very nice. You can kind of see that there. Whenever I open the cab up, you'll see the cab does open to reveal the engine. You have to be very gentle in opening this, and there is a support right here at the end of this pointer tool that you have to put up to hold the cab up. The cab will not stay up on its own, at least on the review model. Maybe some do, but I highly doubt it. The cab is very heavy. This is gonna say this model is probably 98% die-cast metal. It's a very heavy model. So here you can begin to see the engine. You can see the exhaust pipe there to the left coming down. You can see the suspension there around the wheel and the tire. We'll come up in here and try to get a better view of the transmission. Again, it is very hard to get a good view of this, but that gives you an idea of what is under the hood. So with that being complete, I'll go ahead and pull this support down, safety support down, and let this click. This model tractor unit does have a very good suspension in the front, not so much in the center. You can see they supply outrigger pads and wheel chocks, which are very nice. Moving up a little bit farther here, you have to pin the trailer ladder part of the model to the tractor unit with 2 pins that come included. It's a little bit finicky. It's really a good idea to use pliers or some tweezers. Overall, this is a very high quality model, but there are not many functioning parts on it. None of these doors open, which is a major disappointment. And for the average retail price of $329 plus shipping most of the cases, I love TWH pieces. They make great pieces, but I absolutely cannot recommend spending $329 on a model that has a very, very limited operational functionality. I did not pay $329 for this model. I would not have. I got this from a dealer that had it on clearance for $150. That's probably the most I would pay for this. More than likely, you're not going to find a dealer, though, like that is going to have it on clearance. Here's another wheel chock. They supply 4 wheel chocks and 2 outrigger pads. They do only supply 2 pins, so if you lose them, you can kind of be in trouble. Again, you can see they did a real nice job on this rear wheel. I'm going to go ahead and back up a little bit here. It steers as well. You can crab walk this model, which is pretty cool. The trailer will stay in line. But here again, none of these compartments on the trailer portion open either. It's all simulated. That's disappointing, to say the least. You can see here they would, these little chrome compartments right above the wheel there would be where they would store extra air tanks for the firefighters on most trucks. They make good use of the area around the wheel. On other versions of this model, there are miscellaneous things in this little space here where the diamond plate is in front of the ladder to go up to the cab of the tiller. This one obviously does not. Everything you see here is what comes with the ladder 2 version. Over here there is a simulated cord reel for an electrical cord. Obviously, whenever you're working on a fire ground, a lot of times, well, almost every time, you do not have power into the fire building or structure, so you have to take your own power in for fans and things like that of the nature for various tasks, including but not limited to positive pressure ventilation and other tasks that may be needed in getting the fire completely out and an overhaul and investigation. Here they have scene lights. I apologize, that might be kind of hard to see. There's a scene light there, scene light there, a scene light there. Of course, there is the cab with the mirrors. There are mirrors supplied for the cab of the tiller and also the cab of the tractor right there. So I'm going to go ahead and back this way up and show you that you have to be very careful, but this ladder does raise quite well. It has 4 sections, and this is simulated to be a 100-foot ladder. I'm going to take you above my little background that I have set up here. There's the end of the first section, into the second section, the third section, into the fourth section at the top. There you can see, very, very detailed. I am not positive, but to me, this seems like the ladder at the very top gets way too narrow for if we had figures to put on this. I see that I'm going to be running up on the 10-minute mark here, so I will show you quickly that this outrigger extends out. I'm going to try to beat the time clock here. There will be a part 2 to show the other side, which is basically the exact same as this side. The outrigger pad slides underneath the outrigger there. Very nice feature. Okay, stay tuned for part 2.